Today we are talking about something big that kind of happened over the weekend, but something that's kind of been stirring the pot a little recently, and how big wrestling and WWE is getting at this point. Over the weekend, a big deal happened in the wrestling world, but also it's transpired onto the sports world. I know it's called sports entertainment, but some people don't consider it a sport or whatever. I'm not going to get in that debate. But basically, a lot of people were talking about the big news that John Cena finally turned into a bad guy after a 25-year plus career. And that's a big deal. It changes a lot of things because he is one of a big actor in Hollywood. And not only did he turn heel with one of the biggest action stars of all time in Hollywood, and that is The Rock. So both big Hollywood WWE guys are bad guys. And that, again, is a big deal. Both of those guys have been good guys most of their career. That's how they've gotten their fan base. And it kind of has turned a lot of eyes onto WWE. And there was another third guy with them that is another reason why eyes are turned onto WWE at this point. And that was Travis Scott. He is also really entangled with WWE right now, as he has the theme song for their weekly show, Monday Night Raw. And it just goes to show that right now, the entertainment wave, the sports wave, is being intertwined with WWE right now. And it's a big deal because WWE is also expanding their reach of people doing programs of developmental, meaning it could be a new element of sports at this point, even though it is full entertainment. And these storylines are getting to be a really big deal. And one quote that really people were talking about over the past few weeks is why Netflix signed on to do their $1 billion deal with WWE, which again has done great. The episodes have been awesome since January, whatever, that it happened, and they get free reign to do whatever they want on Netflix. But the big deal that Netflix was talking about was not that they signed on wrestling because it's popular, but because it's a big deal in storytelling right now. And people are talking about how they're playing their storylines out to be like TV shows and movies. And I know it is a TV show, but there's big storylines that are going on for years at this point. And again, John Cena, with being a bad guy now, is one of them. And anything right now I know that John Cena does is gonna go in the news throughout the sports world. ESPN, it's gonna be on Instagram, TikTok, and they have broken records with their expanding, views on TikTok and Twitter and everything just this week with the John Cena heel turn. And again, that's a big deal because now this pushes Cody Rhodes, who is considered the top good guy, to be this bigger than life. He's battling two of the biggest, not only wrestlers of all time, but the biggest guys in Hollywood at this point. And again, this is something that's gonna have reign over not only just the internet and everything, but it's gonna keep expanding into pop culture and what WWE was at one point in time, and maybe the Attitude Era. But now, because social media is expanding and it has expanded, you're going to see a lot of wrestling. And that's where, especially with WWE, it's going to expand onto Netflix. They're making deals for pay-per-views on Peacock that are drawing in crazy numbers. And with this, you have a full year of John Cena's last run. If anyone doesn't know, it's John Cena's last year being a active WWE wrestler. He's already said at the end of the year that he's done. And the big movie storyline is that he's chasing his final WWE championship reign, which is not just his final reign, it is also for the world record 17 championships, which right now he is tied with Ric Flair. And it is a big deal in the wrestling world to have that reign. And they already consider him the GOAT. And it would just go down to cement him in his iconic status even more. But the big deal now is that with John Cena, it's going to paint other eyes on other superstars in the company. Younger guys, older guys, even like CM Punk. CM Punk's been doing great work, and he's one of the biggest wrestling attractions of all time. But with The Rock coming back full time, you're going to have Roman Reigns, who is getting into Hollywood and is kind of that bigger guy that people look at, Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre. And another one that, although I don't like, Ian doesn't like, is Logan Paul. Logan Paul is, no matter what you say, he's an entertainer. He makes money wherever he is. He's a guy that's turning eyes onto WWE. Just over the weekend, Drake, who, again, whatever you want to say about him, he is at a WWE event and posting it up, saying how he is sold on WWE, which is a big deal. People listen to guys with these statures. They look at guys and see that, oh, my favorite artist or my favorite comedian, you know, whatever, is a fan. They're going to look at it too. And with Logan Paul has kind of broken, I would say, the barrier of celebrity wrestlers. Every time he has a match, it is a great match, and he puts his body on the line. He is a very good bad guy because people already hate him in general, but he plays into it. And again, that is played into other people, other artists, other collaborators getting into WWE, such as Travis Scott. But he has also been rumored to be doing training inside the ring with some of the WWE developmental people. So you may see Travis Scott in the ring at some point. You've already saw Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny has had 2 unbelievable matches in WWE. Pat McAfee is on commentary. He's a big deal. He has had a match in WWE and been big as hell. You've had, back in the day, you had Dennis Rodman come out, and that's kind of what Travis Scott is kind of being like as a bad guy at this point in time. But I think in the next year, in the next 5 years, with the leadership now of Triple H and not the disgusting Vince McMahon, it's really going to expand into pop culture. And that's kind of where it's kind of leading into our channel, where we're kind of a pop culture channel. We talk about movies, we talk about TV shows. This is a weekly episodic TV show that has big storylines, has big events every month. You are going to get a lot of eyes on this, and it is going to be considered in the top echelon, as it already has, of dramatic entertainment. And that is the big deal, and I think it's another element where you're going to see a lot of kids be drawn in, not only to just watching wrestling, but getting into wrestling. As it is a sport, you have guys competing, even though it is pre-scripted. These people are athletes. They do unreal things. They do crazy shit, crazy flips, crazy moves. No matter what you say, even if it's choreographed to a point, these guys are putting their body on the line every day. And not only that, these people are amazing actors. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm saying that they get stories across unbelievably. And I think that's what you're going to see. You're going to see great storylines that are really like movie painted storylines. And you've already seen it with, if you watch WWE, The Bloodline, Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, but you're going to see some crazy stuff, especially with The Rock and Cena in the next year or so. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Again, I think it's going to bleed into pop culture, as it already has. I think you're going to see more celebrities involved, more TV deals made, more crazy Netflix records, and Twitter and Instagram reels being broken. It's going to be crazy. But let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know what you think about John Cena being a bad guy for the first time in his career. And I'll see you later.